Brendan.
Hi, Gail.
When are you going to shave?
Gail, I shaved last night before this video. Yeah, I got the line going.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of have a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, that's the latest and the greatest. So now 3 years down the road, as people are watching this, they're going to go, "Oh, the 5 o'clock shadow is so old."
What is that guy doing?
Yeah, what's
Why
with
is he
that
even
guy?
on camera?
Yeah. What do you got going on here?
Today,
What's the real issue here?
today we're going to talk about non-pressurized portafilters for the Via Venezia and Aroma.
Specifically just for those machines.
Just for those machines, yes.
Unless you happen to have an old Solus SL70.
Oh man, jeez. Or there's a
How far-
barista.
how
I think
far
there's a
back does that
barista
go,
too.
huh?
Isn't the barista the one before this one?
Oh, wow.
Saeco
There was
barista.
the barista. There was all kinds of...
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I think the coolest part about this is the fact that this machine comes with a pressurized portafilter.
Yep.
But us here at Seattle Coffee Gear have done what?
We came up with the non-pressurized portafilter.
Like this is made. We had this made, correct?
And bottomless.
Oh, so we have a bottomless non-pressurized
Yes.
portafilter and just your standard non-pressurized portafilter that works with this machine.
Right. There are no other portafilters available out there other than the pressurized, except for at Seattle Coffee Gear. And we had these specifically made just for us.
That's fantastic.
So non-pressurized portafilter that you take the basket out of the one that came with it, plop it in there. Now you've got a portafilter that you have to be really in tune with the grind of the coffee.
Exactly.
Or bottomless, the same thing. You have to be really in tune with the grind of the coffee. And really, you're going to want to have your own grinder.
Yep, exactly.
And at a certain caliber, too. You can't go real cheap on the grinder.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you won't find these anywhere else.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool that we did that.
Well, we try to make things better than,
And essentially what you have the ability to do now, if you have these portafilters with your machine, is you can kind of get in touch with the barista side of your whole coffee experience. Because, with this portafilter, this pressurized portafilter that comes with the machine, you're essentially looking at pre-ground coffee.
Yeah, you can buy ground coffee from the grocery store or wherever, as long as it's espresso grind, and use it. And the pressurized will compensate for the grind not being correct.
Exactly. But that's kind of your easy peasy approach. There's no tamping necessary.
Nope.
You're not going to really start experimenting with different grinds, different flavors, things like that.
Until you get into something like this.
Exactly, and that can be kind of like the funnest part of making espresso. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So like Gail was saying, this doesn't come with a basket.
Nope.
So if you were to purchase one of these, what you'd want to do is simply take your basket off of your your pressurized portafilter and put it into your non-pressurized.
And that's the double. The single will fit as well, but why would you want to use a single?
Singles are silly. So it fits in just like this. It's very easy, just like that. And as you can see, this is so simple what's involved here in this portafilter. What's involved here is there's a ton of stuff going on in this portafilter. There's a spring to make it pressurized and all these gaskets to make it a pressurized portafilter.
From here down to here.
Yeah. There's
You take the screws off, this all comes apart. Springs fly.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of mechanism pieces in there, but it's a whole different ball of wax. See, it's spring loaded.
Good luck putting that back together.
No, there is no issue with this one. This is taken apart.
Yep.
This is put back together.
Exactly. It's very, like I said, easy peasy, and you can really get in touch with kind of the barista side if that's what you're looking for.
Yep.
Let's say you've had this for a while and it's working fine, but you're interested in kind of maybe upgrading a little bit to a nicer semi. This would be a good way to kind of experiment what you're going to run into if you were going to buy something like a Sylvia or maybe a CC1 or something like that. Or maybe you're loving this machine so much and you kind of want to do more of what you see them doing at the coffee stand.
Exactly. You can do the latte art when you start getting into these. And these are chrome-plated brass.
And this is a great machine. This is an Oka pump, 15 bar, just like any of your other machines. This is a great machine, the Via Venezia. I think you have both options, whether you're thinking of upgrading or not. This is a good way to introduce you into that.
You want to brew a shot?
Yes, we should.
So you got to have a grinder that's halfway decent, like I was saying. Then you want to dial in your grinder. What you're looking for is a double shot, which is about 2 ounces of espresso in the glass. and you want that to come out in 20 to 30 seconds.
Got it.
So if you adjust your grind to a finer, you might have your shot coming out in 35 to 40 seconds. That's a little bit too long. It'll probably be a little bitter. Take your grinder, take it down, or take it up a notch so that it's like if you're on an 8, take it up to a 9 or a 10. Try that.
Yep.
Play around with it
Yeah,
until you
exactly.
get that. Somebody already played with this before I got here. It's all set.
We have it all set up.
So I'm going to do this over here.
Nice.
Let's see. We got the
There you
knob
go.
box here.
We have your tamper right there.
Yeah. You want to just level it off. You don't want to be pushing down. Then the tamper is what's going to do the work. And this happens to be the Espresso click tamper, which gives you your 30 pounds of pressure. When you hear the click, you've hit your 30 pounds. A little bit of a
There you go.
twist. Oh,
There you go. That is nice.
polish that off.
Look at that.
Hope, yeah, look at that.
That's
So you
gorgeous.
want that little bit of space at the top. The screen goes down in there.
Perfect.
Now, what you're going to get with this bottomless portafilter, this is actually a learning tool as well. If you have tamped it and the grind is right and you don't have fractures in the coffee in there, you're going to see the coffee start to dispense all the way around the edges first, and then it's going to come into a cone.
In the middle.
If it goes off to the side or whatever, that means you got fractures.
You kind of, yeah, and like channeling kind of.
Channeling,
Got
yep.
it, got it, got it. Okay, I'm going to get down here so I can see that. There we go. Start off on the edges there.
Yep. Come together. Come on.
So there we go.
There
Just
you
like
go.
you said.
Went right into a cone. What you might get a little bit with this too is if you have some fracturing going on, you might get a really fine mist squirting out.
Oh, I see.
And that, if people think there's something wrong with it, there's nothing wrong with it. That just means that you have a bit of a fracture in the coffee.
It's probably about good, right?
Looking good. We're close.
I think that's so cool. I mean, especially after pulling a lot of shots with a pressurized portafilter.
So you'll get the same thing with this. You just won't be able to see the bottom of the basket
Yeah.
to see how it's all coming together and coming out. It's just going to be spouts. You can put it down into two
Exactly.
shot glasses instead of one.
Let's take a look at our puck here.
I want to taste it. Yep,
Looking pretty good.
that looks good.
Yep.
I'm going to taste it.
Okay, yeah, do it.
Ooh, that is
I
very
got a little
nice.
bit on me there.
Try that. That's
There we
good.
go.
That's a nice shot. Very good flavor.
Oh wow, that's very, very good.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
You done well dialing that in. So what you would get with this is it would actually inject a little bit of air and make the crema regardless, but it's going to be a creme that's much more like root beer float on the top.
Exactly.
Totally different. So that's what you get if you want to invest just
Yep.
a little bit of money.
Exactly.
They're not over the top. Well, a couple of $1,000s. That's not too bad, is it?
Not too bad at all.
No, they're reasonably priced considering that the machine is reasonably priced and you put the whole thing together and you got a package that actually it's not going to break the bank.
Exactly. And I'd say the only things you would need to get in addition to this is a tamper.
It doesn't have to be the click tamper.
It does not have to be the-
you do need a decent tamper.
Yep, because you did not need that with the pressurized.
Right.
And a grinder.
53 millimeter
Got it.
is what you're looking for if you're going to get a tamper for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think these are ideal for someone either wanting to get more out of this machine or is kind of considering what a finer semi-automatic would bring them. You know, if you kind of want to experiment a little bit with that.
Before you jump into some rocket or something like that.
Exactly. This is a great place to start.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for showing us your barista skills there. Ain't no thing, Gail
Yeah,
says.
I didn't do nothing. But thank you anyway.
Of course.
All right, you have a good rest of the day. What are you up to?
Nothing much, just
The
submitting
usual?
purchase orders. Yeah.
I'm just going to go home because I get to relax.
Oh, man.
Don't I wish?
Lucky. Well, luckily it's Friday.
Not hardly. Nah, I'm not relaxed. Don't worry. Nope. No.
TGIF for me.
Yeah. All right. You take care, Brennan.
You too, Gail.